So Brian, first defeat of 2014, you came with a plan to win the game. Are you disappointed from that point of view?
Yeah, I think 3 tries apiece. I think we can be sort of happy with that. Certainly from the attack point of view, in these conditions, to score 3 tries is a good effort. We're very disappointed with the defence. Our intensity in that first 20 minutes just wasn't there, particularly in defence. So we conceded 3 tries in that first half. And obviously we need to flush that out this week and have a good look at it. But I was pleased with the fighting qualities of the squad. I thought, having missed the start, they really jumped us in that first 20 minutes. We rallied that in the back half, the second 20 minutes of the first half, and then obviously we outscored them in that second half. But in terms of tries, we had a chance at the end of the game there. We were camped on their try line for 5 or 10 minutes with 10 minutes to go, and it's disappointing we couldn't convert that pressure into points, because that would have been the try that would have evened things up for us. So, we've got some lessons to learn out of this. The last 2 weeks playing in the Emlyn, we've had limited resistance, so it was a good wake-up call today, if anything.
Saw a few players back today for the first time, notably Hala'ufia scored as well. Jared Ellis, who came off the last 20 minutes, was pretty sharp as well.
Yeah, really.
Slaps once.
He had to come on and play in the centres because Guy went off. I think one of the things we were keen to do before the game, this is obviously an LV Cup game and a so-called dead rubber, we wanted to make sure that we didn't overplay our halfbacks. So Shane and Tomas, we stuck to plan and got them out of the contest, and we rotated the full front row again as well, just to make sure that they keep ticking over, but they're not overplayed before we start hitting the lead game. So we were pretty aggressive on the subs and we made them. But I think you'd probably say today's effort was a pass mark. But 3 tries apiece, 3 tries in attack should be good enough to win any game. We should be conceding 1 try, and a couple of those that were scored early against us were soft. And with our injury, the injury list, we've got no other choice but to play guys like Thomas. Thomas has got to start, and that whole front row crew. We can't give any of them a rest, but we can make sure we measure their workload. So we'll distribute it evenly again next week. We've got to do that. We've got to look after our guys and make sure that the big players are ready for us for that series game, which is the launch of those 4 Premiership games, which is a pretty crucial period for us.
Can you give us a quick word on Guy Armitage?
Yeah. Guy's got a little bit of cartilage problem in his left knee. He's had it before, so his knee actually locked up on the pitch. It's happened twice before. We're hopeful at this stage that there's no ligament damage, so we're checking into that. That'll take probably 48 hours with a scan. And if it's a cartilage that needs trimming, then there'll be some surgery involved. But certainly, he came off on a stretcher. And half the players, I think, are probably suffering from hypothermia as well, because it was bitterly cold here. But I think it looked a lot worse than it was. Coming off on a stretcher, it was precautionary. His knee locked up. We're hopeful it's, if anything, it's just a little cartilage repair.
And you mentioned the next block of Premiership games. Obviously, Saracens will have your foremost attention first, but 3 weeks we're back here. Is there anything from today's game that you can learn going back into the Premiership game in 3 weeks?
Not a lot. We played these guys, relatively recently at our place, a month or so ago, maybe a month or 6 weeks ago, and so we knew what we prepared well for this. Certainly, we prepared well in the classroom in terms of we knew what was coming. We couldn't predict the conditions. We figured it was going to be wet, but it was a massive wind to play into in the first half, and as I say, to claw our way back and get ourselves in the contest in the first half was a fair effort after a slow start. But I think I believe we've got their measure. But you've got to front up in any fight, in any contest, and you've got to get a fast start, and that's what we will intend to do going forward.
Okay, thank you, Brian.
Thanks, mate.